Hi everyone. So we have various professions, students pursuing law, chartered accountancy, becoming doctors, becoming engineers, becoming IT specialists, so on and so forth. Rarely do we come across individuals who take up daring professions, industries that are huge, industries that are lucrative, industries that are there and will exist, they're here to stay. However, to venture in them, I think that takes a few guts. So today we have Hasnain Heather with us. Hi Hasnain.
Hi ma'am, how are you?
Very well. So Hasnain, before I greet you further, Hasnain is the social media head at the Pakistan Football Federation. He is a project manager at the Football Club Pakistan, and he is all about in the football industry. I remember him playing all the time. He would just be adamant, like he would wear his Ronaldo T-shirt, and he would very intelligent student, no doubt about that. He somehow managed his grades, but no compromise on football. So Hassan, here you are.
Ma'am, thank you so much for such an amazing introduction. It always feels special, to come back to your school. You have all those memories coming
Not
in.
my school, our school, your school.
But obviously, it feels really great, and I'm honored that you guys invited me over.
Yeah, no, we keep inviting you over. I think you were our guest of honor back in one of, with Mr. Irfan and myself, along with Sir Peter Mosquita. We had you.
So there were different teachers. I remember we had the Takra event, the cricket match between
Sciences and humanities. Yes. Okay. So Hasnain, pursuing your dreams. Yes, it is. I remember you really saying it aloud that now I want to take football as a career. And we're like, it's Hasnain, पढ़ लो, Hasnain, कुछ serious कर लो, So and today you're like, mashallah, you have done your bachelor's. You've done your bachelor's in marketing. And basically you did your A levels, and then after A levels you did your bachelor's in marketing. And from there you moved on to. Okay.
So just to give a little background, I completed my O levels in 2014, A levels in 2016 from this very school. After that, I started off with my bachelor's from IOBM. I completed that in 2020 with a degree in marketing. So ever since that time, I've been deeply invested in football, or I must say Pakistan football at the moment.
Interesting.
Obviously the journey hasn't been easy. It was just not, my teachers or just, it was everyone saying that, football, just take up another profession, or, this isn't the conventional profession that people look at. But I guess so in front of my dreams, I guess I couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that I kept on pushing, and finally I'm working day and night doing the things that I love.
Okay, so basically you're the social media head for Pakistan Football Federation. How does your typical work life look like?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know this, but I think that social media is, the key to the future. We see people, we see organizations, going right in towards, digital marketing and stuff. And so a typical day in my life would be, so for example, we have the national football camp at the moment for both men's and women's. So what we do is we wake up at 5 in the morning, we go over to the grounds where they're training, we make content, we make interviews, we make short videos, training videos. Then we come over back to the office, we're like all editing them. Then obviously there's different stuff going on in the office as well, just looking after that. Then obviously we also have to create content strategies for the upcoming months. Absolutely. Upcoming content calendars and everything along those lines. So that is how an average day looks like for me. But I do also have a lot of fun now and then. Obviously, me, I can't just stop playing football all of a sudden. So whenever the national team camps is on, and I always, take my boots to the ground.
Yeah.
And whenever there's a chance, I'm like, I'm in.
Okay, so Pakistan Football Federation is like a public entity, private entity?
Yeah, so just a random, fact about the Pakistan Football Federation. This is neither a public entity nor a private entity. This is solely operated through FIFA.
Interesting.
So FIFA, being the world's organizing, governing body for sport, that is football, operates through AFC, which is the Asian Football Confederation.
Okay.
And we are a part of FIFA's 210 member associations.
Awesome.
And I must add that we are one of the earliest members of the FIFA associations. We joined them back in 1948.
So being associated with FIFA.
Yeah. So that's a huge thing. I mean,
Okay.
to every football person or every football fanatic watching this,
Yeah.
they must know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I don't. I'm very naive with the sporting scene. So I think I'm the wrong person conducting the podcast. But nonetheless, I think I've been wanting to do this because it's very yes, talking about cliche. I won't say cliche profession. Every profession is very niche, very it's full of possibilities, and so is sport. However, given the we have cricket, we have football, we have a wide array of various sports. Pardon my naivety here, I do feel there's a lot of hype and mania to cricket in our country. And I don't know how it obviously in the youth we football is the thing. How does it really operate on national level
So, ma'am, I completely agree with you. Cricket over here is somewhat taken up as a religion.
Okay.
From even when we see just 3 to 4 year olds, they know all about cricket stars and they know when Pakistan's next match is. But with football and with many other sports in Pakistan, that is not the case. We do have a lot of people who play this sport. We do have a lot of people that are die-hard fans of this sport.
Yeah.
But because this sport has not been broadcasted in the same way that cricket always has, so all of these players are they never make it to the big screen.
Yeah.
And that is something that we're really looking to promote these talents. These players play football 3 to 4 times a week. They have their own clubs, they have their own grounds.
Yeah.
And another interesting fact is that it's not just about playing the sport. Even Pakistan is second on the list of viewership numbers when it comes to famous leagues like Premier League, La Liga, all these big leagues, all these big matches.
Yeah.
All of their viewership comes from Pakistan.
Interesting.
Yeah, so on the national team setup, then again comes the point that since these guys are not broadcasted to that level, since these guys are not given the proper exposure, a lot of people don't know about them.
Yeah.
But that is what we're trying to work on to make these guys heroes, because trust me, they put in a lot of work, and inshallah one day you will just see them competing with their cricket counterparts.
Interesting. And we were just talking about cricket with being within a pool of 12 countries. And football being a pool of out and about.
So with cricket, we have major 12 countries playing the sport, and obviously Pakistan comes in the big 6 with India, South Africa, England.
Yeah.
But with football, we have 210 countries playing.
Okay.
So imagine the level of competition and
the scale.
And the scale, exactly. So top 64 make it to the World Cup. So imagine cutting off 64 from 210. So every country does have a chance, to qualify for the World Cup, but then there's a lot of other factors to look forward to as well.
Yeah.
But inshallah, one day, I assure everyone out there that we'll see the Pakistan national team playing in the World Cup.
No, when talent like Hasnain and all of you out there, the young people are our future. So I think yes, I mean this is the baby steps towards it. Yeah. Absolutely. So good luck with that. So Hasnain, coming a bit to so this is how your journey was after A levels. You did your bachelor's, and then you actually implemented your digital marketing skills, what you learned in your bachelor degree, to your dream and passion. And interestingly, what I understand of your conversation is that it's not essential that for a sport you just have to be a player. There are a million other things associated within that industry which you could jack up on, which you did. Yeah.
And I completely agree, ma'am.
Yeah.
As I mentioned to you, we were discussing earlier that a lot of people have this misconception that if you're not playing the sport, you can't be part of the sport. So just a random fact that I would like to share over here. So football itself is a huge industry in the world. So just an example, the people of Nepal, they are mad lovers on football.
Okay.
Nepal's football industry gives them about 3% of their local GDP.
Wow.
So imagine a South Asian country, producing 3% of its GDP through football. And now imagine the likes of Brazil, Argentina, these, football giants. So then again, to everyone out there, it's just not if you can't play, you can't work in football. There's tons of different things you can do. There's obviously football marketing, there's coaching courses, there's referee courses. You can always stay connected to the game. You can, you can work in finance, to all the finance people out there. You can work in football finance. You can work in media. A lot of another interesting point, ma'am, over here is that a lot of girls can actually take up this sport.
Okay.
Because we see a lot of social media influencers nowadays. So all of these football clubs have tons of social media influencers for every major platform, whether it be TikTok, Facebook. To all the influencers out there, this is your chance. You can explore the world through football.
Yeah. However, I do feel like having some base passion is probably necessary, which is for every profession. Like if you're pursuing something, you've got to be passionate about it. Okay. And has then a bit on what do you have to say about the players? If somebody really wants to be a hardcore player in football, you think you feel there's potential?
Definitely. I mean, I'm a staunch believer in the fact that if you just keep working for your dreams, they'll eventually come true.
Okay.
And obviously our players were neglected in the past, but now they are presented with the opportunities that they were always dreaming of. So if you're a player at home, if you're watching this, just keep on working hard. I assure you opportunities will come. Just talking about the players that we have at the moment, they are in national team camps at the moment. They're flying out to different countries in the next couple of months. They can play football in Europe, in Spain. So this is what every footballer dreams of. So it's just that sometimes you have to be patient, but opportunities do arise, opportunities do come. Then it's up to you, just to grab it.
Yeah, opportunities exist. So one of my meditation teachers, he often says, where attention goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, life grows. And looking at you, I feel that's really manifested. It's something that was at the back of your head always, and you wanted to consciously take it up. So Hassan, with this journey of yours, and as a student, as a young achiever, how important you feel is self-discipline here? Be it your sleep routines, your fitness routines, be it your social circles. How do you think that is important? Does it play a role?
Ma'am, it is extremely important, I must say. So, there's two things to it. One is from a sportsman perspective, and one is, from people who actually work in football. So, from a sportsman perspective, if you're not eating right, if you're not sleeping right, you can never ever make it big. So, I remember back in my school days, I always had the dream of playing football, but I never had this level of discipline in my life. I was always like, let's sleep at 2 or 3 in the night. So every next day when I wake up, your body is tired. You can't play, you can't train the same way as before. Similarly, it goes with your diet. You can't have everything. There's a strict diet that footballers follow. So if you are disciplined enough to do that, trust me, you can be the best version of yourself. It's just that you have to follow it day in, day out. Just don't get tired of it. But then again, passion plays a huge part in that. And as a person who's working in football, discipline is equally important. I mean, we have to wake up at 5 in the morning, at 4 in the morning. We are on our feet, late in the night. But the only thing is that we need to make sure that we are meeting our timelines. You know, obviously we have people to report to. We're just giving them new plans every day, every single day. So it's work, work, work. So if you're not disciplined enough, if you're taking things for granted, then it's pretty hard, to execute things.
Yeah. So obviously there's a lot of glamour and all the glitz and glamour. Honest question, does it pay well?
It does pay really well because a lot of people have this misconception that if like football is not obviously on the same level as cricket.
Yeah.
So obviously the pay scale and all of that.
Yeah.
But trust me, I don't.
I won't ask the numbers.
Yeah, it's pretty much like it's something that if you're starting off in the football industry and with the amount of pay that you will be getting, you will be like, why wasn't I doing this before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Okay, local
Yeah.
currency में पैसे देते हैं FIFA या dollars?
डॉलर्स में पैसे देते हैं हमें तो.
अच्छा.
So just imagine.
Okay, चलो. Then you're happy.
Very happy.
Okay, Hasnain, this was very interesting. And so where to from here? Like, you were all set and focused and you dreamt and you made it. So what is your, मुझे cliched सा एक counsel question होता है, how do your next 5 years look like? I don't want to sound like that, but yes, where from here?
So I'll just give a little background. So when I was in my university, I guess it was my last semester. I had it all figured out that if I just focused on playing the sport, it's gonna be pretty hard since we were facing a lot of issues at that time. But then eventually I just realized that if I'm not playing, I can obviously work in the sport as well, and that is where the FCPK came in. I started working with football. It is a social media platform. I started engaging with players, started to talk to organizations who are actually running football in the country. From there on in, I went over to the Pakistan Football Federation. It's been about 4 to 5 months that I've been working with them. So I guess the next 5 years is just keep growing, keep growing. My end aim is to actually end up in FIFA. So I'm not actually stopping till I get there, but obviously I want to experience how it feels like to work for famous clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid. Being in the same halls as Messi, Ronaldo. I mean, that's the ultimate dream.
That's a dream.
So it's a long shot, but we're not giving up. So hopefully in 5 to 6 years time, we're actually gonna be there.
Okay, that's quite a dream. So Hasnain, good luck with that.
Thank you, man.
And for being all there, for dreaming, for pursuing them, for chasing your dreams, what would you like to really tell your listeners?
So to everyone listening out there, I guess just obviously if you're following your dreams, there'll be a lot of risks that you have to take at any cost. There will be certain compromises that you would have to make, but it's just that it's how much your passion drives you. So a friend once told me, so there was this time when I was like, Pakistan mein to itna scope nahi hai football ka, should I move abroad and stuff like that. So he was like, just make sure that your passion drives your profession. So I keep that to my heart, and to every, I guess, football player out there, or to every football fan out there who dreams of working in football or eventually playing the sport, just don't give up, please. I know times have been hard, but there's always opportunities that do arise. Just make sure that you're always working, you're always looking to grow, and I assure you, things will become beneficial for you.
Okay. And I was like, you in your school days, in your university, back at home, back with friends, like do you feel like mentors are important, and who has really like anybody you feel really sort of pumped you up or has kind of really backed you up?
So I don't a lot of my teachers have really helped me, but if I were to name some of them, obviously you have played a major impact in my just choosing football as a career choice. I remember it was my AS level result, and it was not very good. So I remember coming to your office, and just you were like this is not what you're meant for. If you want to play football, if you actually want to pursue it, that is where I want to see you. Similar was the case, with many of my sports teachers. We had Sir Irfan over here. Yeah, so he was always a motivator, a mentor. He was like, if you really want to do it, just keep on working hard. So obviously, thanks to you guys, thanks to everyone in the school who, it is through my school that eventually I'm here, because I played a heck a lot of football in my school, whether it be in inter-school matches, inter-house matches.
Yeah.
So a lot of that eventually translated into me liking football even more.
Absolutely.
And on a professional level, I guess I would really like to thank my boss, Haroon Malik, who's the current chairman at PFF.
Yeah.
So I remember that. So we started off at FCPK together.
Okay.
Back in 2019. So he just said that, so at that time I was also doing marketing on the side, like media management and all. He was just like, you gotta invest everything in football, and I assure you that, you're gonna make it. So he kept on believing in me, he kept on pushing me, and, finally I am working at the football headquarters of my country. So a lot of people have inspired me, a lot of people have helped me. And I'm sure to everyone watching this, just make sure that the people who help you, always remember them and always acknowledge them whenever you can.
Okay, that is a beautiful thought to wrap this way. Then let's, like Hasnain mentioned, identify your passion, dream, and push it, follow it, stick to it. And I think like there is no boundary to dreaming. Like, dream could be anything. So Hasnain, thank you for sharing your journey.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was an absolute pleasure coming back here. Just thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.